What's going on, guys? This is the one-man army, Mr. Easy for Life, and today I'm giving you guys another Blade and Soul video. Today we're finally looking at my 24-man Nightshade Harbor raid, or whatever, the Nightshade Harbor raid, I guess. And you know, I actually didn't do commentary on the last 24-man raid, which is the Polharan E-Fleet supply chain, but I thought I might do that now because I don't know, some of you guys like hearing me do these kinds of commentary, so I thought, you know, why not do it? And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna lie when I say that I actually fast forward some of the fights, like the boss fights, because you know, this could have easily been an hour-long video, like a whole hour's worth of footage you guys are going to be watching, but I went ahead and cut it down a bit, fast forwarded, so I didn't completely skip the fights, but I went ahead and pretty much just fast forwarded. But right now you're seeing a little bit of the spin to win on the destroyer, finishing up these mob quests over here, because I believe there's a bunch of spots that you need to go ahead and kill some certain mobs. And from right here, I believe we were running we were about to go kill the venomous thrasher right over here. So right here I pretty much sped it up, so as you can see right here. So yeah, and you know, the reason why I sped the whole thing up instead of you know, just like letting it play through the whole thing is because like I said, you know, to keep the video short a little bit, you know, I mean, keeping it short like this or speeding it up easily cut down 20 minutes for you guys. I don't like wasting your guys' time, and you know, with the whole mechanics and all that, you don't really need to worry about mechanics when it comes to 24-man, in my opinion, because there's so many people. You know, if you get a populated channel like with the one we were in, I think this was the first night that it came out on Wednesday, I believe. We ran this, and like every single channel that we went to was pretty much packed. So it was hard, you know, dying. You know, I mean, for those of you, I mean, the person who had aggro, of course, was definitely trying his best not to die, but you know, people like me, you know, I can't hold aggro, especially at this time. I actually was still rocking my true profane weapon. It wasn't until a couple of days later that I actually upgraded it to the siren finally. So right now, as I speak, you know, I'm rocking the not in this video, but in future videos like the Mushin Tower, I'm going to be posting out the Destroyer walkthrough on the Mushin Tower. I know I already posted out a Mushin Tower video last week, but that was pretty much just showing you guys the mechanics of the game. The next Mushin Tower is going to be a Destroyer walkthrough for those of you Destroyers out there. But in that video, I'm going to be rocking the Awaken Siren Weapon, stage 10, and I easily breezed through the fight of that tower. But anyway, getting back on track with this, you know, the whole mechanics with the 24-man Venomous Thrasher is very much similar, or it is pretty much exactly the same as it is in the 6-man and the 4-man. He's gonna go ahead and jump on the ceiling just like the Skilthrin Tunnel's Spider's Queen. You're gonna break the eggs so the eggs don't explode into worms, and then you're gonna go ahead and shoot him down. But of course, you're gonna be watching out for the poison that he shoots. And basically, to get rid of the poison, you need to walk into the little water spouts, from the ground that will pretty much cleanse you, and you will get cured from that poison that he spits at you. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, when you're under gear, you know, one of my guildmates was actually rocking the Profane Bowpie set that you get from the roulette, and so he only had 18,000 HP. You know, he was a fresh 45, and we told him that you know, it's gonna be pretty hard for you because at this point you're supposed to have the Polharan set, but he didn't. So it was pretty much hard if you're under geared, of course, and the poison would pretty much two-shot him, so it was kind of OP. But other than that, you know, he's gonna do his spin move, tail swipe. He's gonna bite the dude and throw him up in the air, and you know, that's pretty much the fight of the Venomous Thrasher. If you have the 3-piece bowpie set for the BSH, you actually can withstand the Venomous Thrasher's howl, which is good because in 6-man and 4-man, he enrages at a certain time, and pretty much that he does a howl that can pretty much 1-hit KO you or 2-hit KO, depending on how high your defense is. And with that bowpie set, you're pretty much immune to that enrage timer, and he pretty much becomes easy. Yeah. Okay, so coming into the second boss, we have Bloodmane right here. And I hate this boss, I'm not gonna lie. This dude with 9 million HP, I believe. Oh my gosh, absolute dickhead. You know, I'm not gonna lie, this guy sucks. He is a bastard, alright? I can't stop saying he's bad. I always hate I hate bosses like this. This dude reminds me, he's exactly the same as the bosses in Misty Woods, where he looks like the same. I don't know if the mechanics are the same, but he's like that. So he's very tanky. Like I said, I even said this in my last Bloodshade Harbor video I posted about 5 months ago, that this dude's very tanky, you know, 9 million HP, and yeah, so, but he has a mechanic. He definitely has a predictable mechanic, I believe, and I think we were able to predict it when we were running the 4-man, because the KFM tanks, needed to figure out what his movesets were, and that was pretty much, we came to the conclusion that he would run 3 auto attacks, and then he would do a spin, and then he would do a downwards thrust, and then after that, to indicate him doing that move right there, where he's calling out the fans and all that, he would say a quote. I think it was, "Don't underestimate me." When you hear him say "Don't underestimate me," I believe he's gonna go ahead and do his AOE attack, and you can go ahead and iframe him, or what we did right here, what I like to do is like to stun him and go ahead and pick him up. That does activate a fan, but I will tell you that the fans are actually OP. If you run the fans into Bloodmane, a huge chunk of his HP will go down. Practically, I remember in the 4-man, a whole percent of his HP would go down immediately, like from 60 to 59 to 58, whatever. The fans are really OP, and you know, if you hit Bloodmane, if you run the fans into Bloodmane, that's definitely gonna help you out. It definitely helped me out when I ran and my guild mates, the clan members, the easy members. When we were running this on the 4-man, we actually almost all wiped. But one of the fans pretty much took out the last remaining HP on Bloodmane, and we were able to take the kill on 4-man. It was pretty epic, you know, we were screaming and all that, so yeah. But other than that, that's pretty much the only things you have to worry about. Of course, worry about the fans, because they will run into you, but if you try to run into him, that's very good. Other than that, it's 3 auto attacks. He's going to do his spin, and then he's going to do his downwards thrust, and then into an AoE. Don't underestimate me move or whatever. So yeah, so pretty much just take him down right here. I think after this we actually ran straight into the twins. The twins were up right around here, and we decided to run over there towards them. Of course, killing the mobs on our way there. And you know, the prizes, the treasures that we got from this was not bad. I think I got one purple bullpipe piece. I think it was number 2 or number 1, something like that. So, I mean, it's not the best, you know, but for the first run to get a purple in 24-man is actually kind of rare, in my opinion. So I was able to pick one up, and I got lucky with that. The other materials, or the other mats that we got, I think I actually got the enigmatic belt. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. It's the next breakthrough belt that you're gonna need when you're trying to break through your pirate belt. I believe it's it's the siren belt. Siren belt into the awakened siren, and then you're gonna need that belt at stage 5, I believe. I want to say that's the one. So I was able to get that on my first run, which is actually nice. I wasn't expecting that. It's just a blue belt quality, and yeah, so I got that as well. Got a couple of bowpipe pieces. I had got a lot of the blues, of course, the blue bowpipe pieces. You know, that's very common, and so forth. So as you can see right here, running into Scarlet and Cobalt, and the whole strategy in 24-man, now just 24-man, you should do this, is definitely bring them close together. Now, of course, this is not what you do in the 6-man, the 4-man. You want to bring them away, but if you bring them close together, and I was doing that spin to win Typhoon move, you pretty much get, and you do enough damage on both of them, you get 2 treasures at once. So, I mean, at this point, for those of you who ran it, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, if you bring them both together close, you do a little bit of AoE damaging on them, or just do an equal amount of damage, I guess. Your 2 boxes will drop, and you get 2 treasure boxes, which is awesome. These girls, they're not that hard in 24-man. I will say in 6-man and especially 4-man, these are probably one of the hardest bosses we fought. Now, normally I would think it would actually be Bloodmane, but no, the twins are the hardest bosses in 4-man. In my opinion, you guys may think it's different. These two both standing at about 1.5 million health each, HP each, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. And, you know, they're pretty much, it's kind of like a PvP fight, which I think it was really surprisingly hard about them, is because it was almost like PvP training, in my opinion, because one of them was a range caster, I believe it was Cobalt, and then you have melee DPS, Kung Fu, mechanics, whatever on Scarlet. Now, of course, after a certain amount of health, they do switch stances. You know, Scarlet becomes the range caster, and then Cobalt, I believe, becomes the melee DPS. if I'm correct on that. Now I focused mostly on Scarlet because with the KFM melee stance, I was able to grab her a lot. You know, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm grabbing her in the 24 man a lot. I was just focusing on trying to get damage. Like I said, you don't really have to necessarily worry about dying, since, I mean, especially if you have a fully populated channel, you're gonna be living, you know, quite a bit, you know. So, yeah, but usually on the 6 man, the 4 man, I focus on Scarlet because I'm able to grab her more. For some reason, Cobalt in her range stance, she resists all of my stuns and knockdowns, so I'm not able to do the grapple move on her. But you know, other than that, that's pretty much the twins right there, and we're pretty much transitioning into the Admiral Ha Mujin, I believe his name is. Anyway, Poharn's grandpa, the boss of the Black Round, the leader, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna go ahead and meet him up on the ring. That's a fucking sick dragon stream right there. I love it. And yeah, so with this fight, he spawns in these mobs. I don't know what the hell these mobs are for, but he pretty much spawns these mobs in before he spawns in. I don't know, maybe it's like a warm-up. I never really understood it. So we took care of these guys pretty easily right here. I believe this is the last mob right here. The mechanics for Hamujin is definitely different. I mean, I'm sure all the mechanics are pretty much different on all the bosses in 24 man compared to 6 man and 4 man. But Hamujin definitely is different, being that he doesn't, for one, he does not spawn his shadow, okay? He does not spawn his shadow, so you don't have to worry about that. I think the only biggest move that you definitely need to worry about is when he's going to jump on you. He pretty much jumps at the person who is holding the aggro for the fight, and I believe you should iframe that or pretty much backstep out of that, and that's going to do a lot of damage to you. Like I said, especially if you are under geared or something like that. I believe 2 of my guildmates here, as you can see, I'm running a 4-man party with my mates, and I do believe that 2 of them die in this fight. This is the very first run we were doing on this, so you know, a lot of the learning curve is definitely needed. And as you can see, I actually had to use Control F to hide all the character frames because this channel was very populated to the point where I was actually losing FPS. My computer couldn't handle recording at 60 FPS, and you know, I had high graphics, I guess. So you know, I had to do the Control F thing, and you know, pretty much get through that. So with the mechanics on Hamujin, you know, as you can see right here, he's doing his little spins and all that. I don't know if he does the seismic toss. He does a little bit of a seismic toss. And then he throws one of the dudes away or up in the air. But he's definitely doing his spins, his 4 spins, and then I believe there's another move where he's pretty much, as you can see right there, he does a little bit of AOE spin moves, and you know, I think he also he's gonna jump 4 times in the ring, and then he's gonna jump on the person who has aggro, and that's the move, like I said, that you need to watch out for. So other than that, I mean, he's pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, I mean, you may think this is different, but in my opinion, I think this guy is actually easier than Poe. Believe it or not, I feel like this guy is a lot more easier than Poe. If not, he's the easiest boss in the dungeon. You know, out of all the 4 boss fights that you encounter, you know, including his, Hamujin has definitely got to be the easiest one in my opinion. But you know, you guys may think differently, and that's perfectly fine. But other than that, the mechanics are pretty readable, as you can see right here. You know, he's gonna do his AOE spin. He's got that one blast where he does an explosive wave. I definitely try to use my flame wheel, and I definitely iframe out of that move. So you know, GG for that. And I think he's gonna go into, oh yeah, and I forgot, he does the meteors. That's right. So he's gonna do, at a certain amount of health, I believe he does his meteors. Oh, here's that one move I said you gotta watch out for. I had my finger on my C, and bam, right there, look at that. Iframe like a boss. So that's fucking epic. And able to get the stun on him, grappled him, and I believe after this, he does his meteors, and I'm not gonna lie, man, the meteors are easy. My friends, my guildmates actually had a little bit of a hard time trying to avoid the meteors. Here it is right here. And I perfectly understand why. You know, there isn't a lot of moves on some of the classes where you can actually tank the meteors. With me, as a destroyer, whenever the meteors come down, I use my tab, my hurricane spin, because and it pretty much only takes a little bit of a piece of my health away. And the reason why I do that instead of actually iframing it is, for one, it doesn't do a lot of damage, and 2, I don't have to waste my flame wheel iframe on it or my backstep. And you know, it's pretty much a 2 focus instant cast, instant cooldown move. And what it does is that it basically buffs my defense by 400% during the cast. So you can see how much of a benefit it is to use that move when the meters are coming down. But other than that, guys, I think that is pretty much it for the fight. That's pretty much it for the 24-man. Hopefully I explained everything well to the best of my ability in these last 15-16 minutes, however you're watching this. And you know, guys, I hope you guys had a great run on the 24-man BSH. You know, you were able to get some gear, able to ready yourself for the 6-man and the 4-man, and then of course running the Mushin Tower. I hope you guys had a great run the first night this came out. And of course, for those of you who are Fresh 45s watching this, I hope for the best for you when going into the 24-man BSH raid. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having a very easy day. Stay tuned for more Blade and Soul content to come your way very soon. And as always, guys, I hope you're all having a very easy day. I love every single one of you Easy members out there. And this has been the One Man Army, Mr. Easy for Life, and I'm out. Peace!